Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm about to do a collective card pull live with my Ethereal Visions deck in honor of the Cancer Moon. I just did a previous video that I posted on these three cards, so 2 Oracle cards and then this card from the Aquarian Tarot deck that just showed up. So if you want to watch that, I will post a link below. If you would like to watch it first or later or not at all, totally your call. Just to sum it up, I said my little prayer and asked that this be in the highest good of all that tune in, and got the destruction card and then basically a death card and then a rebirth card and then the Ace of Swords, just cutting it down the middle. And I wanted to separate out the videos just to honor your time. So I also got into a little of the current astrology, and anyways, if you want to watch it, it's there. Otherwise, hope you're doing well. The energy is intense building up to the full moon, among other energies, and I'm just honored to see what my intuition can offer you through visual imagery. And I hope that I can be a channel for whatever message anyone that's tuning in needs to hear right now. So I just invite you to take a deep breath, tune into your body. And the first card is the Justice card with the owl. Would you look at that? The last reading, if you didn't listen to it, ended with, well, it didn't end. The destruction card, the spirit animal, was the owl. So I also talked about that as being pretty significant right now, as far as being discerning to what's supportive of us and isn't supportive of us. And then look, she's holding the sword, which is mirroring the Ace of Swords, which maybe I should have let the reading just run into one another. I don't know. Anyways, that owl is so majestic. It's speaking to me more than even the woman sitting there holding the scales, which, also comes back to this element of balance. And this card's interesting too, because there also looks like there's this Mayan skull with wings, which also fits the destruction card that came up, of this what needs to die within us to create a balance, cut through what isn't working. And it was also talking about how the owl has, can turn its head and has great depth of vision, and can also digest what it needs and vomit what it doesn't. Not to be too gross. Can you hear Bernice snoring? I was so excited that I finally had peace and quiet to do this reading the day before the full moon, and then she's laying as close to the microphone as she can, snoring her little heart out. Anyways, I love her. I feel like balance is coming up here more for me than justice, but also this just knowing of justice will be served. Okay, and then this card flew out, the Five of Pentacles. So in relation to any physical loss you've experienced, and then this, can also be this, in the last reading it was asked, like, what can we let go of that isn't good for us? And this can be a part of that, or maybe you've lost something and there's like a grieving process. And so I feel like next to the Justice card, there's a message of trust the process, and trust that there's like equality, and that like the universe sees everything. So even if it appears like someone's gotten away with something, like they really haven't, because they're gonna have to reap the actions of what they've sown, which brings back to the balance and harmony of the Libra element of the Justice card. Which I also love that a Libra card fell on the 7 Star Sisters, because I think I dedicated this to my friend in my last message, but we always talk about how there's like a Pleiadian connection between us, so just she'll get it. Anyways, the 5 of Pentacles is, that card itself is just pretty heartbreaking. And yet that card feels very, very significant as far as what we need to maybe hear right now. So there's like this, like the imagery is like a mother and a child, which is very Cancerian for the Cancer moon. And then behind the image, it's like the 5 of Pentacles is this beautiful flower, but then there's all this like flowing purple, which is very spiritual color. And so, often this card gets referred to as like poverty or poor health, but for me, I think it's speaking to insecurity, because Cancer can also be very insecure. Like Cancer is seeking security. It's seeking a home to feel secure. It's seeking a structure for the home. Like think of the soft jelly of the crab. Like it needs the shell to feel safe. And so with the Justice card and just pulling it on its own, I think there's like a message here of tending to that insecurity and being very gentle and compassionate with yourself, as was, the message that came through in the last reading. And I'm going to keep going here. It just feels like those 2 cards together are also saying like learn from whatever significant lessons have shown up for you. Because then the 3 of Pentacles wanted to come out, so which is a more collaborative energy, and makes me think of the Trinity, or the Holy Trinity, the Law of 3, like the Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost. In astrology, there's also, like you have the 3 water signs, the 3 fire signs, the 3 earth signs. And then, a triangle also being like a very stable structure. And also the 5 of Pentacles can be like very, if you're grieving like a failure, or you've like lost something dear to you, it can be very isolating. So I feel like this card is encouraging connection and sharing. Cancer sharing can be a very Cancer theme. This Bernice snoring is cracking me up. Okay, I need to go quicker here. I guess if you don't know, Bernice is my dog. I think most of you, I think the only people that watch this know me, so you've probably seen many pictures of Bernice if you haven't met her, but okay. Okay, the next card is the Four of Swords. This like reminder to stay composed mentally. Like he's holding the sword, but it's like he's holding it at his heart. So how can you find composure in your heart right now, despite whatever you're feeling or whatever transformative tension you're going through, whatever you're allowing to die? And it's also just this invitation to rest, to contemplate, to find stillness, to relax, to find meditation. And I feel that that message is coming through really strongly. These readings get all intense for me. You hear me exhaling too? Okay, Five of Swords reversed. The grief is going to loosen. With the rest, with the meditation. With the, I feel like that Three of Pentacles, even though that's like a very collaborative, visionary card, it's also, it just, to me, feels like talk about it. Talk about it with somebody. Whatever you're going through, talk about it. Have someone else hold space for you. And or vice versa. Okay. Next card is Two of Cups, so drink to that. And then I love that that's over the Justice card with the finding the balance of the light and the dark. Also the courage of your heart and connection, be that within or with another, as we let go of the old to make space for whatever this new energy wants to come in. Okay, I think I'm going to pull one more card and then just wrap it up. So let me breathe, focus. Huh, the Hermit, that card like stuck out. Okay, so that's what we're ending on. I don't know that I've drawn the Hermit out of this deck before. Or maybe I just haven't used this deck in a while. But again, we have the skull theme coming through with wings behind it. So I'm kind of surprised at how much death and rebirth is coming through, but I'm also not with these heavy, you know, we're in Capricorn season and Pluto's in Capricorn and the sun's in Capricorn for the next few days. And it's just like the sun and Pluto are at conjunct today. So there's just like this giant flashlight being shed on what needs to go. And here we have this wise man holding a starlit lantern and his stave, and look, the little new growth leaves are all around him. And the same, I feel like these have all had this eerily purple spiritual background of like this idea of whatever is spiritually happening, or like whatever is happening that appears tumultuous in the physical form, there's actually this greater spirituality bleeding through that's in service to our higher good and our growth, because it's really bled through quite a lot. I sometimes enjoy doing these readings just to see the visual aspect alone, and for this the purple color is really striking through, which is also the crown chakra. And you know, when the crown chakra is active and in harmony, there's no fear and there's connection to the divine. So I feel like that's also a message that somebody needs to hear, is finding that connection point. And you know, the Hermit can also be reinforcing the need to rest and withdrawal if you're needing that. That little skull, that little purple, it's purple. It's literally the same color as that background of the Two of Cups. That little purple skull is just cracking me up. And he's like hiding in the wings of like, let whatever needs to die to be able to take flight. So powerful. So again, you know, tears are a great release. I feel like our society is so Capricorn, repress your feelings, don't acknowledge them, that like nobody really knows how to hold space in a constructive way. But I think we're getting better and we're learning and we're figuring it out. And there's definitely some souls that have, and you know, even if it's getting like a therapist that can help you digest and transmute. Cancer is all about being able to digest things, and when we have trauma or overwhelming experiences, we like can't process it. So having that help to process can be so transformative and healing, ultimately. And so I just want to encourage that. And okay, I wanted to keep this reading about the same length as the other one, so around 20 minutes. So I guess it's good that this is the last card that I pulled. But this is also encouraging you to reflect, which I feel like, you know, Capricorn gets termed as work and duty and structure, which it all is that, but it's also at its, it can also be reflection. It can also be grief. It can also be melancholy. So just allowing your, but you need space in time to be able to do that. To really be able to reflect. And, you know, even reflect on all you've heard in this reading. Like a bunch of questions have been posed. What really wants to bubble up and come to the surface in you right now? Like what wants to come into the world? And maybe you don't know, and that's okay, but just the allowing some time to contemplate and let's see what wants to show up for you. You know, or sleep on it and see what your dreams do. We have Jupiter and Pisces until the summer, so take advantage of that like visionary, dreamy energy that's going to help us expand. And, you know, this Venus retrograde has been going on since December 19th, so you might be very, very more clear or already reflecting on what you value. So it's not only what do you value and what do you want in your reality, there's also this element of like what do you want to create from what you've learned. And then, you know, I said this in the first video, but we're in a Mercury retrograde for the next 3 weeks, so also a good time to go in and reflect, because the retrogrades are all the re-words, so reflect is the perfect word. So it's this whole concept of look inside for the answers instead of outside is very much what the Hermit card is about. And there's just like a calm energy here. That white is very soothing to me, very peaceful. So it's a really powerful message of not letting the outside world distract you from the messages you hold within. That's a big deal. And can you listen and hold space for what is coming up in you and nurture that? So happy full moon, happy introspection. I hope this sparked something within you. And yeah, just thanks for your love, support, tuning in. Any feedback you want to give, I welcome. And anything that resonates, I'd love to hear. And yeah, just thanks for tuning in, not only to what I have to say, but to your inward truth and your inward reality. And I hope that can be the guiding star moving forward with whatever this full moon illuminates for you. So be well. Lots of love.